And welcome back to the Murdy Creative Co podcast. I'm your host, Colin Murdy, and today's topic is no marketing. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone who supported the company so far. If you haven't got a chance, go check us out on the web at murdycreative.co. That's M-U-R-D-Y creative.co. Or you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching at murdycreative.co to see the best of our product shots. Follow us to keep up to date with our daily photos and be the first one to know about new product launches. You can also use the subscribe button at the bottom of our website to be included in all of our new product announcements. Be sure to check out our laser engraving, personalization options, or exclusive colors on the website, or you can get a blank one on Amazon Prime. All right, so for those of you who want to stay in the loop and be informed right away of new stuff, text MURDY, M-U-R-D-Y, to 77222. That's our text message service. We use it when we want to send out quick blasts. A lot of times it's for product updates and things like that, or if we're running out of stuff and we want to make sure that people who want to get it. That's the way to do it. So text MURDY, M-U-R-D-Y, to 77222. All right, so today's topic, no marketing. I was recently reached out to by a group of people, and I eventually will tell you more about them, and I might promo it a little bit for them. But they are working on building a curriculum for starting a small business, particularly in the world of crafting. I think it's a great idea. I have personally loved teaching, and I've loved being able to contribute, and I think, frankly, my wealth of knowledge is valuable, particularly in this climate, to that kind of a person. I've been doing my podcast for a long time, and a lot of you have been able to get a lot of free information out of me, and I'm thrilled to be able to do that. At times, I've actually thought about creating a specific curriculum and talking through what steps I would take, and something of that's kind of what they're doing. And I will be contributing a lot of stuff to their platform, to their program, and I'm being compensated for it, which is nice. But one of the things they brought up was creating a 30-day plan and, your 30 points and all of that other good stuff. But it brought me to thinking about my time consulting and the many lessons I've learned since my consulting phase, and the things that I would say are one of the most important pieces of my advice to others. And people ask me a lot, what would you tell someone who's just starting their business or they want to get started? And I always say no marketing. Don't use marketing. That's not advertising. That's different. Use a lot of advertising. Spend a lot of money on advertising. Don't spend any money on marketing. People are always kind of confused. It's simple, really, when it comes down to it. Marketing firms, particularly outside marketing firms, can be very predatory in nature. And I think, like other predatory businesses, they do it with a smile on their face and with their best intentions in heart. But that doesn't mean it doesn't end up being predatory anyway. I'm not saying that marketing can't be effective. I'm not saying that marketing firms can't be useful tools. I'm just saying that when you're a small business, don't waste your money on marketing. I think marketing firms are best and most useful for companies that are $2.5 million or larger. Maybe $2 million, right? At that size, you need to be on every platform. You need to be in every place. You need to be sending out constant content. You need to be working on really honing and developing. And at that part, you've probably at least reached some level of market maturity where you're not just a new entrant to the market. And at that point, market research, marketing efforts can be very helpful. So what do I mean by marketing? And obviously this matters. I get an email once a day, if not more often, maybe I get 10 emails a week from various marketing agencies, marketing firms, small and large, who want to send me free stuff, want to send me their portfolio, their profile, just offering their marketing help if I need it. And some of them are far more persistent than others. And I hate it. I hate those emails. I understand their purpose. I understand why those firms do that, and I don't necessarily fault them for doing their cold calling, as it were. But I do not like marketing firms. There's one exception, and that's someone who I've actually known personally for a while now. He has been a wonderful advisor, frankly, someone who I actually trust. And the reason why I trust him is he has said to me, "You don't need us right now." He's the first marketing firm that said, "You don't need us right now. You're doing an excellent job with what you're doing at your size." He goes, "Someday it'll be too large, too complicated, and too difficult for you to do by yourself, and you will need help. And I hope at that day you look for us." And he's absolutely right. When that day comes, I will look for him. So people ask, why no marketing? And what is marketing? Marketing is, in my opinion, outside help, traditionally from a marketing firm, who look to solve the problem of the 4 Ps: product, price, place, promotion, and technically target market. There's a fourth one, people, right? If you want to keep the acronym, right? So product, price, place, promotion, people. I think that that's a wonderful exercise to do. I think that's very important for you to do. And I think you as an individual should sit down with a piece of paper and write out all of those things. However, I don't think you need to pay someone to do it for you. And for the reason that's simple is they're going to do it wrong. They won't mean to do it wrong. They'll have the best intentions. They'll work as hard as they can, but they will do it wrong. And the reason why is because you know your product the best. It doesn't really matter what your product is. You as the creator, you as the inventor, you as the developer, you as the maker know it best. You know what it can do. You know what it can't do. You know who might be interested in it. You know how it's used. You know how it might be used creatively. You know the product because you made it, and that's your role in this process. So knowing your product inside and out means that when you develop the promotion, the truthfulness of it will be much more apparent, right? The genuine and authentic reality of what you're making and what you're doing and who you're selling it to will be infinitely apparent to those who are actually your customers. So I would not spend money on an outside marketing firm. What I would recommend is you learning the basics of marketing. And honestly, there is excellent YouTube videos that you can watch that are not very long. The basics of marketing. There are fantastic resources out there. The Business Canvas model is a free PDF you can download, and you can watch their videos on how to use it. That simple tool does more than most marketing firms ever is capable of doing. Right? Now, a marketing firm is going to talk about things like brand identity, coming up with consistent fonts, consistent color scheme, consistent design elements. Those are all excellent things. You should be doing those. But in the beginning, you don't necessarily need to do them to be successful. And the reality of it is you will waste more money on a marketing firm than they will generate. They don't say that. They'll never admit that. And frankly, they don't want to talk about that. But when it comes down to it, marketing doesn't generate value or doesn't generate revenue. Advertising does. So what do I mean by that? We built this company. By we, I mean my wife, myself, and our team built this company using a very straightforward strategy, one I've talked about many times on the podcast and one I cannot recommend more enough. We created good content. We took good photos. I spent an hour or two learning how to use the tools of photography, which are not that complicated in a straightforward way when you're shooting your photos of your product on an iPhone, right? Or some other comparable smartphone, which has a ton of built-in technology to make your photos look good. Did not take that much effort to go and learn a little bit about the basics of photography and the basics of recoloring and retouching, which can all be done in the Instagram editing tools pretty straightforwardly. I was able to take an excellent photo of our product every day, and I posted an excellent photo of our product every day, wrote a very, what I think is reasonable caption, not too long, not too short, with enough description to it, using some creative and inspiring language, right? Which I don't think is that complicated if you really spend some time at it. I took those photos, I posted them. The ones that did well, I boosted for $20 a day, and the ones that did poorly, occasionally when we had money, I'll boost them for $20 a day for 3 days. The ones that did really well, I'd keep boosting them. And all of those photos, all of those advertisements linked back to our profile specifically to build up our audience, to be able to create a group of people that we could then send and who would receive our photos in an organic way every day when we posted them. And a portion of our audience to this day, between 10 and 30,000 people every day see our photos. That's like getting an email every day, but in my opinion, better because it's less annoying and frankly a little more beautiful. That simple tactic, and you can expand that, right? That's one tactic for one platform. You can expand that tactic where you spend a little bit of money on Facebook advertising, which isn't that expensive or that complicated to do. You spend a little bit of money on maybe Snapchat, right? TikTok when that's appropriate. LinkedIn, right? All of these different pieces, you can spend a little bit of money on these things, and a little bit of money on these platforms can go a really long way. An advertising firm on the low end, in my opinion, is going to cost you $5,000. They might do something for you for $1,000 or less, but realistically in the long run, what they're going to want and what they're going to make it seem like you want is the $5,000 package. I'm going to tell you now, $4,000 will get you a lot of advertising. On Instagram, we spend on average $2 to $4 on per 1,000 impressions. Per 1,000 impressions. All right? So for every $4 we spend, we get 1,000 impressions. So let's just say that's on the high end, right? So for $4,000, that's 1,000. That's 1,000 times 1,000, right? So for those of you math whizzes, right? That's a million views for that same value. If you said that 1% of those people would convert, 1% of those people would convert. And actually, you know what? Let's just say 1% for easy math, but it might be more and it might be less. Right? If 1% of those people were to convert, you'd still have, 10,000 sales? Maybe my math's wrong. 1% of a million, take away 3 zeros. Yeah, 10,000. If my math is wrong, correct me. I think it's 10,000. So if you think to yourself, okay, I'm going to spend $4,000 on 10,000 sales, well, that's pretty easy. And it's not likely to be that good, right? Let's say you actually have a 0.1 conversion that's only 1,000 sales. Well, that still means you spent $4 a conversion. You can sell a lot of products that way, particularly if they're relatively inexpensive products. If they're really expensive products, you can say it's even going to be even less than that. I'm only going to sell 100 products. On 1 million impressions, I'm only going to sell 100 products. Well, now it's $40 per sale in advertising costs. And it didn't cost you anything as far as a marketing. You didn't have to pay for any overhead. That all of that money, 100% of that money is going into making and pushing that ad out to the audience. The algorithm, I will tell you, because I've spent a lot of those monies a long time, the algorithm is far better at picking your audience for your content than you will ever be, and any marketing firm will ever be. We have let the algorithm choose our audience pretty much from the very beginning, and it has done an amazing job. It has shown us audiences that we did not think were audiences for us. And that's an amazing tool, right? That's access to artificial intelligence at the very, very base level for very cheap, given to you basically for free, because you're buying ads. So now you have a system where, with very little money, because you can literally say, I'm going to spend $10 a day. $20 a day is what I normally spend because you get better data that way, but for little money. And rather than spending $4,000 all at once, you can scale it up, right? You can spend $10 a day, $20 a day, $100 a day. And when those sales start rolling in, you can scale it up slowly, right? You can adjust up and down based off of how effective the advertising is. And now all of a sudden, when you spend $4,000, you've actually spent it slowly, intentionally, and you've made money all along the way rather than paying it out in one lump sum to a marketing firm, who are also going to charge you $4,000 on top of that for the ad spend. Don't be delusioned. They will. So now all of a sudden, you've been able to say, we're going to actually build a program that works. We're not going to use marketing. We're going to use advertising. We're going to do the marketing in-house. We know the product. We're going to let the algorithm pick the consumer, the person. We're going to try to sell. The place is always going to be online. That's the easy way to start, of course, right? Whether it's Amazon, eBay, Etsy, or your own website, which you can make for cheap, right? Whether it's going to be any of those things, that's going to be the place, right? So now you've got your product that you've figured out. You've got your people. You've got your place. You got your promotion and your price. You need to figure out your price. That's going to be complicated. It's not that complicated, but people have a tendency to underprice themselves, or they don't really understand the market very well. And so you should do some customer research, but do that. And some competitor research, I should say. What are your customers willing to pay? What are your competitors charging for a similar product? If you have a totally unique product, do not undersell yourself. And then as far as the place goes, you've got your product, your price, your place, your promotion, that's your advertising, and your people, which are already being developed by the algorithm. That's how you do this with no marketing expense. That's my most basic advice to someone who's trying to figure out how to start this. First off, just start it. And second off, do not pay for marketing. When you're a $2 million company and you've got to put out content on 15 platforms every day and you're constantly managing and you're constantly developing a new strategy and new marketing visions, yeah, then you're going to need some help. But until then, you're just going to waste your money. And anybody who says that they can triple your sales, it's probably wrong. They say that, but it's very unlikely. If it seems too good to be true, it is too good to be true. And if you're doing a good enough job and you're making money, that's the right answer, right? Saying I'm going to scale this infinitely is a bad, bad plan. And is a mistake I've made too many times. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in today. Be sure to check back in on Thursday for our next topic. And don't forget to check that subscribe button and the alert button below to be sure to get the latest podcast right away. I'm doing my best to be on top of this, but I'm always not that good. So definitely be sure to get that notification. If you have any questions or concerns about your leather binder, journal, folio, mask, accessory, please feel free to contact us on the main page of our website at murdycreative.co, or you can contact us via Instagram or Facebook. You can text us, email, call, direct message, all the usuals. We'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible, but we do appreciate your patience. Normally, and I got to confirm this with Melinda, normally our lead time for customer service questions right now is about 24 to 48 hours. We're doing our best. We only work Monday through Fridays, so if you send us an email on Saturday or Sunday, it might take a day or two to get back to you. I apologize for those of you who are working on sending us stuff. Dealing with your emails, you can always send us a text message, or with your order, something like you need to change your shipping address or something like that. You can send us a text message, 414-434-9001. We do get those. Those are a little bit quicker, but we aren't able to provide as much support via text message as we are via email. And so that's why, we kind of restrict that media, that platform, specifically for things that are like quick, easy questions, quick, easy answers, and things that are more urgent because the order might be being made. If you think we deserve it, a good review can really go a long way to help us grow our new community. Both leaving a review on the podcast in your listening app helps, and then also leaving a review on the product for us on our Facebook page under the reviews section. You can go to facebook.com/murdycreative.co, or you can type murdycreative.co into the search bar. It's on the left side. There's a reviews button. You click on that. It says, do you recommend the Murdy Creative Company? You click yes, and then you can write your review. I created a little TikTok not that long ago, a 15-second TikTok with me just doing a reaction to some of the 5-star reviews we've gotten, and it went crazy on Instagram. Didn't go that great on TikTok, which is ironic, but anyway, it's truly something that I read. I love those reviews. I read them almost every day. I go in and see if we have new ones, and every one of those reviews is like, it's like a jolt of energy. It's the greatest thing. I always share them with our team. Everyone knows what's happening. Normally, if you actually leave a review, we're able to go find who made your product and we give them special kudos, particularly if it's something that is related to some work that they did. So we do read those reviews. We love them. They make a world of difference for us. So please feel free to leave those for us. Word of mouth, still the best form of advertising, so please tell your friends. If you want to make a little bit of money doing it, check out the rewards program. It's the little bottom thing on the bottom left of our website. All you have to do is sign in. It's literally an email and a password that you have to set up. It's not more complicated than that. You get 5% loyalty rewards on every purchase you make. You can redeem those points for as little as $1, and then you can immediately use that coupon. It's always available. Those reward points have a 6-month time. So if you order more than one time every 6 months, you're going to be able to get those referrals or those reward points. If you want to send a referral, you can send a referral to your friend through a link that's provided in that same panel. Those referrals, the person who purchases get $5 off their first purchase, and once they complete their purchase, you get $5 of in-store credit as well. So it's very simple. We're working on making that program a little cooler as time goes on, but there's some things that we have to get sorted out before we do that. So definitely go check that out. Share them. It really makes a difference. Word of mouth really helps our little business. So that's great. If you have any podcast topics you want to hear more about, send them my way. I'm always happy to discuss topics with you guys. A lot of your guys' topics have been excellent and things I didn't necessarily think about. And coming up with a podcast topic every twice a week is complicated. So any suggestion is always appreciated. Feel free to either leave it in the comments below or send us a message through our contact form if you want to hear something. If you're looking for multiple binders for gifts, giveaways, menus, really any reason, ask about our bulk discounts available. We have that our entire product line. Bulk discounts apply, and it's collective, and it starts at quantity of 5. So if you're even going to order 5 separate things for your personal use, right, you still would qualify for the bulk discount, and it gets better as you spend more money. So definitely check that out. Send us an email, sales@murdycreative.co, to learn how that works and how to get those. We are hoping and working that by the end of this quarter, that'll actually be automatically built into our website, so you won't need to send us a message to get the bulk discount. All you'll need to do is add things to your cart, and it'll automatically update with the appropriate discount. So we're working on it, but unfortunately, because of the limitations of our website provider, we can only go so fast. We're making it happen, though. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great day, and goodbye.